Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JD Moon, and I'm coming at you guys with another Magicka DK build video. This is going to be the Vendetta. I really like this build. It packs one hell of a punch. It's got really good resistance. You name it, it kind of covers all the bases. You guys know how I make my builds. I like to cover everything, and so that's what we're doing with this build here. So let's go ahead and dive into stats. Then we're going to go over gear, and then we're also going to go over CP. And then I also put some footage in there for you guys to check out and see how the build rolls and how it works. And I'll show you guys why I called it the Vendetta, because the reason why I decided to call this build the Vendetta build, was because I had a Vendetta and I had to settle that Vendetta, and I did it with this build. So let's go ahead and dive into stats here. So stats on the back bar, we're looking at 34.8k max Magicka, 25.3k health, 14.4 max stam, and 1573 Magicka recovery, with health recovery at 214 because we are a stage 4 vampire, and stamina recovery at 790. Our spell damage is 2826 on the back bar, and our spell critical is 39%. Spell resistance is going to be 27.7, and physical resist is 22.6. This is unbuffed with a crit resist of 2087. Our spell pin on the back bar is 9276. And let's go ahead and take a look at a couple other things. We're running the Boon of the Apprentice. We're stage 4 vampire. We are running Witch Mother's Brew as well. Let's go ahead and buff up real quick. Go back and look at those stats. So back bar resistance is going to be 33k. We're right at cap, and 27.9 physical, just a little bit below cap. When blood spawn procs, we will be at cap 100%. Let's go ahead and look at those stats on the front bar now. We got 35k max Magicka with 25.3 max health, 14.4 max stam, and 1573 recovery. Our health recovery is a little bit lower because we have more draconic abilities on the back bar. Our stamina recovery is going to be 1790. Let's go ahead and buff back up so we can completely look at these stats. Our spell damage is 3350 without whip proc, 39% spell crit, and we are sitting at 10.6k spell pin. Spell resistance 29.5 on the front bar, and 24.4 physical on the front bar, with 2087 critical resistance. Now let's go ahead and we're going to look at the whip proc all the way up. We are at 3800 spell damage on the front bar with our whip proc all the way up. That is not including continuous, and that is a very reliable buff as long as you're doing it properly. So let's go ahead and dive into gear. What are we running, JD? What is the deal? What do we have on? Alright, so for our monster helm, we're running Blood Spawn. This is going to be a medium helm with a light shoulder. I am running 2 pieces of sturdy on this setup. We are running 1 chest of rattle cage. We are also running bright throats 4-piece. This is going to be gloves, belt, boots, and also pants. Our boots are going to be sturdy, as well as our shoulder. It's going to give us 2 pieces of sturdy, so if we need to block, we can. And then the rest of these are going to be impin. Now, our big pieces, we are going to have triglyphs on these, okay, on our big pieces. I do have a triglyph on this shoulder because I do bounce it from build to build, so I just put triglyphs on those. And then these other pieces are going to have max Magicka, except for one. I put a triglyph on that one because it's what I had. Alright, on our front bar, we're running dual wield. I am liking the dual wield setup because it's giving us access to Nirnhone and Sharpened, so I am back to dual wield. So we're running Nirnhone on the front bar and a Sharpened sword also on the front bar. I am running a increased weapon damage and spell damage glyph on the main hand, and I'm running Diseased on the offhand. Alright, on the back bar, we are running a Decisive Dagger with a shield reinforced. Now I'm running 1 Bright Throat sword on the front bar, 1 Rattle Cage on the front bar, and on the back bar, Rattle Cage and also Bright Throats. Now on the jewelry, we're running 3 Rattle Cage jewelry. All of these are going to be protective. That's how we're achieving our big, being able to put up with a lot of damage coming in, that kind of thing. That's how we're getting these resistances, because we are running those protective. So protective right now, guys, until it gets nerfed, best in slot. It's too good. Too good if you're running it. So now let's go ahead and look back into gear real quick. So we are, like I said before, we're running 5 pieces of impin, as well as 2 pieces of sturdy. Jewelry is going to be protective. Just a quick recap: Nernhone, sharpened front bar, and decisive reinforced shield back bar. Alright, let's go ahead and dive into skills real quick. So on our skills, we're running Molten Whip on the front bar. It's going to have a 10k tooltip with no whip buff. Let's go ahead and buff that whip up so we can look at that tooltip with the whip buffed all the way up. Oops, wrong button. And that is a 18k Molten Whip and a 19k Ferocious Leap. Oh, here, let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. That is actually going to be a 20.2k Ferocious Leap. Alright, so we're running Burning Embers, Engulfing Flames, running Unrelenting Grip on the front bar, and our Inner Light with Ferocious Leap. On our back bar, running Coag. Protective Plate. I'm still on the fence about running Wings, guys. That's what I have right now on the front bar. I mean, I'm sorry, on the back bar. That's what I'm running. But if you want to run like Race Against Time or something like that, completely understand. I'm not running Race Against Time because Unrelenting Grip is giving me the major expedition that Race Against Time would give me. If you want that more damage from Race Against Time, by all means run it. But that's why I'm not running it, because I decided to go with the Wings and get that 50% reduction in projectiles. In Cyrodiil, I'm not going to lie, it's kind of nice. In a duel, it sucks. Alright, man, running Volatile Armor, also on the back bar. It's got a 10.5k tooltip, as well as it's giving us our major buff, and it's increasing our healing from our passives. We are running Fossilize in the back bar. JD, why are you running Fossilize back bar? That's because we're running Meteor back bar. So this is going to be our back bar combo. So if like we're getting pressured real hard, drop a Meteor, Fossilize the guy that we're meteoring, kind of take some pressure off, make people block. And we are running Cauterize on the back bar as well. So that's the bar setup. So let's go ahead and dive into CP so you guys can see what I'm doing now. I know you guys are going to look at my CP and be like, JD, what the fuck? It's way different than what it's ever been. So we changed it up a lot. So I'm running 43 points into Bless. Definitely got that 10% going on. We are running 56 points into Elemental Expert for a full 12% increase in damage. And we are running 59 points into Spell Erosion for a total of 4392 spell penetration. As well as 56 points in Master at Arms and 56 points into Thaumaturge. Guys, I quit running points in Elfborn. So basically the way I see it is the way that damage is doing right now, the way they're going with damage, there's so much crit resist in PvP, there's no point in even trying to base your damage off of how much you're going to crit somebody. So the way I see it is now is just completely act like crit isn't even a thing. Crit's just the icing on the cake. If you crit somebody, that's dope. I wanted to focus more on trying to get my base numbers up so they can't reduce my base values except with resistances, which I'm already penetrating that anyways. So you can't penetrate critical resist. Okay, so critical resist is going to reduce that modifier no matter what. So you know people are going to be running crit modifier reductions. So if you just want to increase that base damage value, that's going to be more beneficial than anything else you can do, in my opinion. Now, other players might say that's incorrect, but I mean, that's why I'm smacking people extremely hard. Doesn't matter if they have a ton of crit resist. Doesn't matter. So when I crit, I mean, my base values are already 10, 15k. It doesn't matter. You're going to be getting hit really hard. Alright, so moving on, we're going over to the orange tree. We're looking at Ironclad. We have 51 points for a total of 19% reduction from direct damage attacks. We are running 50 points into Spell Shield for a total of 3960 spell resistance. That's a total of 6% mitigation on our spell resistance. We are running 28 points into Resistant for 797 critical resist. Running 50 points into Light Armor Focus. This is going to give us a full 6% reduction in light armor. I'm sorry, on physical resistance for light armor, as well as 51 points into Thick Skin for a total of 19% damage reduction. Then we're running 4 points into Hardy and 4 points into Elemental Defender for a total of 1%, just to give us a full 20% on both of these stats. Alright, moving over here to our last orange tree, we're running 32 points in a quick recovery for a total healing received increase of 8%. If you want to take those points out, put them over here, you're more than welcome to. I choose not to. I like more healing, but I want VX. I don't run in a group. So, moving on to the green tree, we are running 1 point into Siphoner, 2 points into Sprinter, 56 points into Warlord for a 20% reduction of break free cost, 37 points into Mooncalf for a total of 9% stamina recovery, 43 points into Arcanist, 19 points into Tenacity for a little bit better on the stamina return on the fully charged heavy attacks, and 56 points into Tumbling, 56 points into Shadow Ward, both those reducing our roll dodge and our block cost by 20%. Alright guys, so now looking at the CP, I know you guys might find it a little weird, but the way I see it is this, our additive values are going to be the most important. Okay, so when you're looking at these at spell erosion, say for instance you're looking at spell erosion, spell shield, resistant, light armor focus, all those are additive, meaning that every point that you put in here is getting added straight to the value in PvP. When you're looking at these percentage values, okay, I quit focusing on these percentage values as much as I used to because these are all multiplicative. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're designing your builds, that these are multiplicative. Same thing with Elfborn, all that crap. These are all multiplicative. I would suggest focusing on spell erosion, making sure that's max 59 points, and then focusing on your additive values before going over into anything else. So that's the Vendetta build. I hope you guys enjoy it. I've had a lot of fun on it. I'm going to show you guys some footage too, so you guys can kind of see what it can do in action. It does kick some ass. So it hits hard. It's tanky. It's a fun build. So later on in the patch, I'm going to be releasing you guys some stamina DK build. I'm also going to be working on some other builds for some other classes too. So I think I'm about to dive into Templar, dive into Necro, dive into Warden as well. So I'm going to start leveling those guys up and start getting those builds together for you guys. But anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate all y'all's support. If you want to help and support the stream, you're welcome to join the community. It is $5 a month, and also with that, joining the community. Any questions that you may have, we do have a community-only chat. You guys can question me, and all those questions will be answered first. Basically, that's it. Anybody who's part of the community, your questions will be answered before people who are not in a part of the community as well. Also, don't forget, guys, I do stream Monday through Friday. It's I do a nighttime stream, so I start around like 10 o'clock at night. I do run night times. If you guys want to catch me, sometimes I will be out during the day. But either way, like and subscribe, and yeah, thanks for all the support, guys, and I will see you guys out there on the battlefield. Thanks for watching.
You know what? Let me hit that.
Really?
I can handle it.
I am certain that you cannot.
Oh, come on, I smoked a ton of weed in the 90s.
Right, the 90s.